Welcome back to Stationeers, the darkest game on YouTube, apart from horror games. Anyway, this episode we were going to go and talk about airlocks, but it is actually more important to get power sorted, sustainable power. We've got enough air in our suit to last us quite a few days. I think it's 40-50 days, something like that. And we could do the airlock, but it's quite... one important thing is that if you die in this game, you're dead. You have to restart or, restore from a save. So if we're going to have that problem, at least until respawn mechanics are in, then we need to, concentrate on the most important things first, and that is power, believe it or not. You would expect it to be an atmospheric, but it's not. Get power sorted. So we're here in the dark. The solar panel is going to track the sun just fine, as we did last episode. We're going to need to add more solar panels, so they're going to go out that way. And I'm probably going to move this one over there as well, to be honest, once we get things going. However, in the meantime, we've got a few problems to solve. Solar panels output power 500 watts maximum. And I'm not sure how much this cable can take, but it certainly isn't infinite. And there is a heavier version of this cable that we can use to solve that problem. And what we do is we make more solar panels, connect them with the heavier cable, and they go to a battery block. The problem with that big battery block is it takes steel, and we don't have steel yet. So cue the furnace. So if I just pop down the furnace, let's say here, you get an idea of what it is. We've got this handle which empties the furnace with the steel. It's not like, well, it's the same kind of handle as on these, except this one is used all the time instead of just when you want to empty them like this. There's no output door, I don't think, without pulling this handle. Activate button, straightforward. Pressure chamber, furnace chamber pressure if you like. We're going to be putting ingredients in here. We're going to be putting oxides and volatiles in here to start off, because this is going to be very, very early game stuff before we start kind of more automatic stuff. So the importer is on the top, so we're going to put stuff in there. To get steel, you're going to need 3 iron ore, not the ingots, the ore, and 1 coal ore. All right? You put them in, you put an oxide and a couple of volatiles, turn it on, and away it goes, or at least doesn't go, depending. You do actually still need to hook it up for power and data. It's on the top there. Whoops. The sun's coming up, so let me just turn off my light, save a little bit of power. Charges at medium, so I guess I should redo that. Fail at jumping. Jump. Okay, so we need power into here. That's going to go down to there. That battery charger will be the bane of your existence at the start of the game. I've played in a test world much further ahead than this, and it helps once you get this able to be dealt with properly. But, just leave it off unless you actually need it. Or only use it during the day is the other good tip. Okay, so the other machine I've built here is a hydraulic pipe bender. As you might expect, it bends pipes. Much like there's a Futurama joke in here somewhere. But what it also does is allows you to do all the atmospheric stuff. So coolers and heaters, active vents. We're going to need an active vent anyway, so we're going to need iron, gold, and copper. So while the sun's out, I'm going to go and do off-camera work, unbelievably. I know that you want to see things while the sun is up, but I've got some ores. But what I'm really going to need is things like iron. We're going to need more coal, and I'm going to need the ore versions. I'm going to need oxides, I'm going to need volatiles. Volatiles I've got, so oxides we'll go and take a look for. Oxides are blue, iron is sort of dirty brown colour, and of course coal is dead black. So I'm going to go and find those, and I'll see you in a minute. If I haven't already mentioned, it really helps to build a tower like that. I have a light on it when it's dark, but when it's not dark, you're able to see it from quite a long way away, which really, really helps. I know it's an obvious thing. I know many of you may already be doing it, but just in case, I don't want lead. Just in case, you don't want to get lost, and this really helps. So I've now got 3 stacks of iron thereabouts, a couple of stacks of oxides, not oxides. If I said oxides, I'm sorry. And is this coal? Are you coal? You are coal. Okay. Coal takes a little bit more effort than iron to mine, but otherwise it works just fine. I have noticed at the moment in this version of the game, in the multiplayer, if you're the guest rather than the host, there's some issues with sound. You don't seem to hear very much, although you do hear a lot more, it seems, in single player, so just bear that one in mind as well. I'm on the beta branch of the game at the moment. There are a lot of fixes coming in pretty quickly already, you know, from the release of the early access game, so it seems Dean and his team at Rocketworks are really improving things as fast as they can. 49. What you can also do, and I may have not mentioned this, if we go to 5, we just grab, let's say, some iron ore. We can change to our uniform and put it in our pockets. Yep, 50 iron ore just in our pockets. No apparent reason not to, so we may as well do that, and then we can just carry on merrily mining. Okay, now that we're back and we can start stuff in the furnace, there's a few things to mention. First of all, let's just put in 8 iron, it's 8 coal, sorry. So we can pop that in. We can see there's 8 grams of hydrocarbons, in this case coal. Let's just see, where is my iron? Is that iron? I hope it's iron. Yes, it's iron. So 8 times 3 is 24. We got 29. The only real way to sort of split this at the moment, you can either split it in half or split it in ones. So if we just split it in ones, it'll just roll that way. We press R, split 1, press F, 24, and pop that in as well. So 3-to-1 ratio, no matter which way you go. And you'll see, there we go. Now, the rest of the things, the oxides and the volatiles, let me go and just go and fetch those. Oh, there they are. You don't really alter those, you don't really up them with the same ratio, otherwise that whole furnace will light up like a Christmas tree and then probably melt and maybe explode. Haven't tried it, probably don't want to. So you can start it up, I think, if I remember correctly. Why can't I pick you up? You're a different, or you're lead. Okay. You can start it up as it is, but you can't really do it during the day, or at least it's probably not a good idea. As soon as you pull any of your oxides or volatiles out of your backpack with the sun showing, it will promptly start evaporating. If you're inside in a sealed area, it will start filling up the atmosphere with whatever you're holding. Unless you're in darkness near 0 degrees Celsius, i.e. freezing point, and the whole thing is sealed, in which case it won't evaporate. You can safely store it then. In this case, however, we are going to just wait for the sun to go down, which won't take very long. And I can actually, I think I've got more ore than that. Have I got more? Put some in my pockets. Let's just pop you in here just before I lose. That's iron. Before I lose the sun, and we'll just continue feeding in here. You'll see my auto layer, there's pretty much most of the content so I've got so far. Lots of iron, a little bit of gold and copper, some silver and silicon. Silicon will help for glass, but silver I haven't used yet. I think that's going to be more for the electronic side of things. So the sun is down. Let's see if this actually will work. So we want a very small amount of volatiles. Let's just say you. Yep, you're not evaporating, so we're just going to split 1. There is a debug string, it looks like. Let's just put you back in the backpack. Let's grab 1, 2, pop you in. Okay, and then we want some of the oxides. And again, split 1, put you back in here. And grab you, put you in the top. And now we need, before the sun comes back up ideally, we're going to need more cable. And a cable coil, we need copper, 4 grams. It'll only give me 8 of these. But I think I got some more copper. I did. Copper in, activate. And let's, well, now we're going to see how long this battery takes to drain. As soon as that battery's out, the only thing we can do is put coal in here and then start it up as well. That may be actually an option. Where's my coal? Pop you in. But again, there's no computer controlling this. We can do that later, but I'm not going to do it just yet. To turn this on when that thing's drained, because we're probably going to put that large battery block in before we get to that point. One way you can do this, you see it's done 20 already. If you turn it off, it should eject what it's done into the machine to the right, and then you can turn it back on and turn it back on. Otherwise, it would only eject once it's finished with all 50 of the ore. And now we've got lots and lots of cable coil. We should put a stacker in place there that will actually collect them all and then only drop them once it's got to a certain amount, like 10. But because there's other things I want to hear that only in ones, I don't really feel any need for a stacker. So let's just put the mining belt away for now. And let's turn on my helmet so you can see a little bit better. Again, in your world, please, please, please do turn off the headlamp when you don't need it. So now we need to do this a little bit finicky. Jump fail. I'm a little bit finicky with this. So we need to get on top, and then we need to rotate everything so that we get this out. We want the straight pieces. Once this actually is out, we can go on the side, I think. Yeah. Like this. Come out twice, not once, because it won't go down otherwise. And then we're going to need to come out maybe one more, I want to say. One more? Yeah, maybe. And then from here, rotate out and up. Let's give that a try. That looks right, and then just one more corner. Alright, so now if I just change back to my tool belt and I equip, change, there we go. Do we have enough power to activate you? We do. So needles in the green. This says it will produce 32 grams of steel. Pull the handle, cronk, not that handle. Grab some steel and probably switch this machine off. Although I think it's finished. It's fine. It's fine. So now we've got steel. More importantly, and we can then carefully walk past the large cable coils. Oh god! Oh god! Jetpack back up. And then we can turn the electronics printer on. We're out of power, I imagine. Yeah, we are out of power.
Power low.
And we're out of power in my helmet as well. Or at least close to. So we want to put in the steel in this to this side. And then we'll need other things to build the battery block, but we have at least the steel to do so. So I'm going to go and generate, well, a little bit more power once we've got... actually, can I put my... Well, I can turn this on. But if I do, what I'm going to have to do is flip this on, then go and take the battery out of my suit.
Power critical.
Yes, I know it's critical. While I'm standing here without any power, and then wait for it to charge a little bit while my temperature slowly decreases and hopefully I don't freeze to death. Anyway, we'll see you in a minute. Now, if you want to add another solar panel, just like I have, you can do that quite easily. It is facing towards where the sun is going to come up, but in order to get it to be controlled, you're going to have to go into the logic controller again. And to do this, it's not terribly hard, just remember how. And there is a bug at the moment. If you are finding these aren't working, in fact, here comes the sun, so let me just turn my light off again. If you find these aren't working and tracking properly or got a problem, just check this next state. It should point towards the next one in the list. If it's not, if it's reset to itself, like if this says, go to, in fact, that's state 3 instead of state 2. So yeah, there's already an issue there. If it does that, then you just reset it up. There's just a bug at the moment. But assuming that there is no bug, what we need to do is just come into here, add a new action to the existing state. Don't make any changes. And you're now going to see 2 solar panels. Okay, so let's just get rid of that again for now. And what you're going to need to do is go to your pack that you've been given. There's a few different, not this one. This one, labeler. You're going to go to that, it's the new crate, that's why I restarted. Press O to turn it on, click on rename, change it to Solar 2 or whatever you want to call it, confirm, turn it back off again, do remember that part, and there we go, let's go and put it in the locker. No need to put it back in the crate. Then on here we can add an action. Then we say solar 2, vertical, exactly the same setting as the first one, into new value 90. You're going to do that for every single state. There's 11 in my case, so I'm not going to do it on camera. And then the two of them will match behavior. And one of the really good reasons for getting a second solar panel up is that you can run this solar panel, this battery charger, during the day with other machines. If you only have one, it'll sort of deplete power from other machines quite happily. Do I have any more ore to put in there? I don't think I'm out. Yeah, looks like I'm out. So that's charged. We can go back into our suit, pop it in there, and then we're back on track. Let's just put you away. We do now need to craft a battery block. Now this says I'm going to need more copper. We can build a couple of other things as well though, so let's look across. We're going to need the transformer small. We can make that. And this is the electroprint machine, so we can also, I'm going to need to print. We're going to need gold and copper for this. Oh no, I've built two. Oh, they will keep building, remember. Okay, so we're not going to need battery cells, we're going to need cable coil heavy. And that needs, in this case, I'm going to be able to make 22 of them. That may be enough to start us off. So I'm just going to go and put this over here as well, because this will start piling up. This is the heavier class of cable, and it should start popping out very shortly. Doesn't take very long. There we go. So this cable is the stuff we're going to need to connect up the solar panels on the sort of input side of the new big battery block. But that new big battery block is going to need lots of steel, and it's going to need lots of copper. So I need to go on a copper hunt, just like I've been on an iron hunt. And let's just stop you for a second. And again, we'll just put those over here for now. The transformer, now this is the important thing, let's just go and quickly explain. If these are all connected with the heavy cable, the battery is going to go in between them, but the battery will output a really high voltage and blow the cables. So what you're going to need is a heavy cable, a battery block, then another heavy cable, then a transformer, then a light cable, and then this APC block. And then from there on outwards, it can just be this normal cable unless you put too much load on it. So we'll show that once I've got some more copper. Okay, so with those manufacturing going on, it's making more cable coils for me. We can put in the battery anyway, and let's see where, there it is, it's just been made. We can see where we need to place this. So the battery has two sides. If I just rotate this around, it was the easiest place to see it. Yeah, so facing forward right now is the output side. So if I just change it like that, output is now to the right, input to the left. We can put that wherever we want, but I think I probably want to put it around about there. So you get the idea, there's two outputs. This is high voltage output, so we need to transform that. So let's just grab one of our transformers. And let's just stack all of you nicely. Transformers. We can put that down as well. We're going to want the input side, we're going to reverse that. There we go, so you can see the inputs from the left. I know the tooltip's obscuring it, but there's an arrow going from left to right, which is exactly what we want. And then we need to go and put in some of our heavy cable. Let's grab the one piece of it to go right there. So that's pretty much safe. From this on outwards, you can configure using this. Say I want to configure it to output 500 watts, which is the output of one solar panel. So I guess we could set it that to 2 if we wanted to. And of course we flip it on to output the power. On the back side of the battery, which is hard to see from here actually, let me just go around here. There is actually another switch you need to just flip on there, and that would shut it off otherwise. But from now, from this side of the battery, what we need to do, and there is a bit of judder in the frame rate, but it's not my actual frame rate. My frame rate's over 100. I think it's just the game engine having a few issues. So we need to feed in the heavy cable from here, which means everything from this side needs to be a heavy cable. More importantly, the data is here. Okay, so what we need to do is that APC needs to get only cable from here to here. Nothing connecting this way. This side still needs a connection, but only to the solar panels, the sensors, this solid generator, this battery. Well, maybe not the battery. Well, I suppose we could generate. Yeah, we could do the battery if we wanted to, but it mustn't connect to the rest of the network. So I'm going to go and rewire everything. I'm probably going to move this solar panel to just, I'm going to put more blocks down there, just so that all of our solar arrays are well out of the way, and they should then track the sun, just like that one's doing right now. Then, once this starts charging, it will then form pretty much a replacement for what that's doing at the moment, which is kind of like a battery backup. However, this will still work. We'll just see that it will constantly be charging from this larger battery, at least when the sun's down. To charge this effectively, however, I'd recommend probably setting up 4 panels. I've made a third one. I may put in a 4th one, but at least 3 and maybe 4, depending on your tastes. And then, just long enough to last through the night. That's the main thing. Okay, no computer control yet, because I don't have enough of this large cable, which means I need to go and get some more mining done. But we do have it all connected, and you can see how it's going to go. It's going to go into this. This is going to be connected into this battery, which you'll see there is a red dot flashing. This goes orange and yellow and green. And of course, nothing's going to come at it on this side until we flip the switch, at which point it will, at some point, start producing power for the rest of the system, I'm assuming. Let me just grab my this. I have to hit the breaker. There we go. Got to turn the actual APC on. That's charging from the system. Of course, these aren't going to actually swivel to face the sun at the moment, so it's not going to be very good until I sort the rest of the system out, but you get the idea. We've wired everything up, and it's just really computer programming at this point, just to get everything back the way it was. And here we are again with everything cabled up completely. Solar angle is about to hit 18. As soon as it goes over 18, there we go. I'm going to shift to the next angle. And we've got an entire array of them. Solar generator is connected, so that will also feed into the battery side of things. And coming out of the battery, as you can see, it's now on 3. It goes up to 5. This transformer is only outputting 500 watts at the moment, so what we can actually do now that we've got 3 is just increase that to 1,000 watts. And what that will then allow me to do, let me just go and grab, let's say, my backpack. Let's get some ore for gold. Activate you. And then, yeah, what do we actually need? Let's turn on this. Let's see what we need to make another battery. And not the big battery block, but the actual little battery pack. Just to make sure that we have... we don't have to stand there without a battery in our suit. We can have one already charging in the battery charger. So battery cell large, we need gold, copper, and steel. So I've got enough for 4 worth of steel, and the same with copper, but not much gold. Gold is, however, going in here. So if we just pull this open, that's iron. I'll put this in here anyway. Now we can just flip this to off, just to get some of the gold. Once that finishes its current, there we go, it's down to 35, so I'll turn it back on and grab this gold, put it in this side. Is that enough? It is. Okay, and this actually takes longer to build than that huge battery block. Not quite sure why, maybe it's more intricate, but yeah, that might need adjusting. Most of the large machines can take time to build. So this is not going to take too long. Are they still responding? They are. The computer is on and running. And out pops a battery cell. So we can pop this over here and pop it in. The battery charger is on. So that's immediately going to start charging. And it shouldn't kill all the other machines, even with this going. Has that still got stuff? Yeah, let's activate you. Will you run at the same time as the charger? Still charging up with the green flashing rather than red. So everything is working pretty much as we need. So next episode we're going to go more into maybe gases and how to deal with the atmospheric side of things, but we've definitely got power, and that's the most important thing, to have consistent power. So I'm going to probably make more battery packs here, and just so that I can charge other things up. For example, not in this belt, but in the mining belt. If we just swap that back over. This tool takes batteries, so if I just take that out, is this a large battery pack or a small one? It's a small one. I wonder, can it fit one of the large ones? So if I pop you in here, will you fit? You will. So we can put one of the large battery packs in there just fine, and that will work. Okay, all done. So good for this episode, I think. Next episode, as I said, we'll probably get more into the atmospheric stuff. I think we'll again play ahead a little bit just to see where we're going, and I hope to see you then. It's pretty much a good build so far. Thanks for watching, and feel free to give it a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, etc., and share with anyone who you might think is interested. Well done, Dean Hall. Pretty good game so far.